Alright guys, good evening everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel once again. So completing the video, advice to traders and why traders fail. So we are back to business now. This is the normal top-down analysis and why signals were sent. So I'll just be showing the analysis and where we add our entries, because I won't be showing the actual entries. You know, when you want to learn how I enter my trades, you can just enter my DM, then I'll teach you my strategy for entering the markets. But right now, for this YouTube video, I'm going to be showing you the top-down analysis. So the week started nice with the uptrend we had from these points. You can see this move up to this side. So as market was creating series of higher lows and higher highs with this uptrend, higher high, higher low, then higher high, higher low, I was expecting what we call a reversal. Do you know there's something we call a free fall or free money in volatility 25-1S index? Okay, alright, stay tuned, watch the video to the end, then I'm going to tell you the meaning of free fall or free money. Alright, so V25-1S was creating series of higher lows and higher highs, telling me that market is, you know, in a sweet uptrend from this area. Then I was waiting for a reversal. I was like, okay, when will this market start moving to the downside? When will the market start moving to the downside? So as it was creating a series of higher lows and highs, I noticed that market, instead of it to retest the previous high and give us a new high, markets didn't do that at that point. So the markets did what? Give us a higher high, then higher low, broke it. It is meant to retest, then break this previous high, then continue the pattern. But doing that, it gave us what we call head and shoulders pattern. So volatility 25-1S, whenever it wants to sell, it always comes with an head and shoulders pattern most of the times, especially when we want to sell. In my previous video, when you watch it very well, you see that I trade volatility 25-1S head and shoulders pattern a lot. So whenever you see head and shoulders pattern a lot on volatility 25-1S, you know that okay, you've seen this pattern before, then it's time for me to do what I always do best, do what I know how to do. This is like an head and shoulders pattern here. So back to the business. It gave us what we know as head and shoulders pattern. So the entry was at the retest here. You know, when it's creating higher low, higher high, it's meant to retest this previous low, then break this new high, but it didn't do that. It broke the previous high, then it retested it. So in the process of retesting, let's go to the 30 minutes time frame. In the process of retesting, that's where we got our entry. Then I sent the signal to sell volatility 25-1S index. It really went into massive pips. So as you can see, it really went down using risk to reward of 1 to 3. After the retests, we got our entries. You know, the SL is going to be back at the head. Then this is 1:3. Very fine. It's TP, cleared the TP out, looking for other entries. So like I said, I'm going to be telling you the meaning of free money on volatility 25-1S index, but not now yet. Alright, so let's move to how I queued the volatility 75 today. Volatility 75, it was a personal trade. I didn't send any signal on this, I wouldn't lie. So it was ranging for the past 1 week. Then I saw this crazy pattern there. I was like, okay, nice. Market is giving us a range. Then once it breaks the range, we know that we're ready to wait for the breakouts and kill it at the retest. So volatility 75 gave us what we know as a ranging market. It has been ranging for some days, even weeks probably. Be ranging for weeks. So today I got this new resistance area, and I was like, okay, can you start me ranging for some weeks now? So and I said, okay, let's move to the 1 hour, because that is where I do most of the analysis. I just use 4 hours to check the structure. So on the 1 hour, this is what we had here: a nice resistance. You can use the rejection at the resistance. So we didn't really go down at this point. You should know that the resistance is weak at that point. Resistance is weak, is already weak. Then I was waiting. I was like, yes, that's the best. That's because that's what I've been waiting for. So I'm trading the resistance, then it broke it out, waiting for what? A cool retest. Then the entry was on 5 minutes. Entry is always on 5 minutes. So taking it back to 5 minutes to look for our entries, killing it. Most people know my entry. Most of my students know my entry. So this is where it is. This is the entry here. I won't be revealing the entry, but this is where I entered. Then risk to reward 1 to 3. Yeah, on this candle, the resistance, next resistance was the TP. Yeah, next resistance is the TP. So this is where it got cleared out. Just how many candles? Just some few candles. Let's check 1 hour time frame. Yeah, so this is how we got it retested. Nice retest. It was very clear. Then we moved up immediately. So I'm waiting for it to retest again. I'm waiting for it to retest this point here. On the 15-minute time frame, resistance was also created. Yes, at this point where the TP was. So it's already retesting it. It's already retesting. So you can get the continuation like that, keep retesting and then keep entering. It can also fall to this point, then retest this one at second time, then giving you more confirmation to enter. So back to Volatility 25 1S index. What is free fall? What is free fall? Free fall is when the candles are giving you clear space or clear direction that the market wants to fall. So when you are seeing that type of situation, it means you must be ready to take any sell opportunity at that moment. Free fall. It's called a free fall. It's going to drop for some days. So when you see markets going up with this crazy momentum, going up higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, then when you see the market has started to reverse with the head and shoulders pattern, it is going to fall massively. It is going to fall massively. Don't forget, the free fall is only obeyed when there's a massive uptrend. There's a massive uptrend. You can say why is because it's an head and shoulders pattern, but there are sometimes that you see an head and shoulders pattern, but it won't fall that much. But this is Volatility 25 1S index, and I've been on it. So the free fall is created because of the space that was made by this upper trend. So then it falls to cover it. It's just like a market gap. Just like a market gap, it falls. So something like this, it has to fall to cover it. So that's what we mean by free fall. So when you see that opportunity, don't hesitate. Massive move up, then it must cover it back. So that's what I've been able to learn on Volatility 25 1S index. There's always what we call free fall on it. It's always fall. It's always fall to some extent. At least 2 days. You are still holding for 2 days, then you are cool. So today we had a nice breakout and retest. Also, I trade breakout and retest most of the time. I only trade using 1 day time frame when I'm using currency, but this is weeks, so I use most of the time I use 4 hour time frame. All right, so we got our entries also here, 15-minute and 5-minute time frame. We use smaller time frame so that we can use smaller stop losses and then bigger take profits. Yeah, that is the way it works. Now looking at the 5 minutes time frame, I think the line has disappeared already. Okay, this is where it is. I can remember very well. The structure is still in my head. We now saw another head and shoulders pattern at that point. So let me take it back to 30 minutes so you can see it. Alright, so you can see the little line I drew on 5-minute time frame. It is at this point. This is the entry. Okay, let me just draw it to that point of entry. Now on the 5-minute time frame, we saw what we call an head and shoulders pattern. Head and shoulders pattern. Head and shoulders pattern. So seeing the pattern, we know how to enter head and shoulders pattern on the 1 hour. So we should know how to enter on the 5-minute time frame. You can see head and shoulders pattern. Then it got killed immediately. Immediately, I didn't hesitate at all. Signals are always shared when they are sent, but when I don't send signal, I tell reasons why I don't send signals. But most of the time I send signals. So 1:3, then cool, cleared out, massive peeps, guys. So I believe you've learned 18 or 2 about free fall on Volatility 25 1S, and you've learned a little on how to trade breakout and retests. Yeah, you can see. So don't forget to like the video, share to your friends and family, and then subscribe to the channel. I love you guys. Peace. I'm out.